A view is an arrangement of panes, each containing channels that can be displayed on the same monitor at the same time. Channels must be assigned to the cameras and streams before being used in a view. Click on Views from the menu. A single one-by-one view will be created for all camera streams that were discovered and connected to by the decoder. We will take a look at the parameters that make up a view by clicking on a view from the list. These parameters are the view name and unique name for the view. Layout type. Select the layout from this drop-down menu. The panes graphic reflects the selection. Panes, used in conjunction with the available channels graphical list. The panes graphic allows channels to be associated with panes. Available channels. Select channels from the available channels to add to one of the panes that make up the layout. To add a channel to a pane, drag the channel from the available channels list to the target pane in the panes graphic. To remove a channel from a pane, select the red X in a pane, or drag a new channel from available channels to the same pane. New channels overwrite old channels. To display information on a channel and the camera or other stream it represents, left-click the channel in the available channels graphic. Set Active. Click Set Active to display the view on a monitor attached to the decoder. Save. Click on Save to keep the current view configuration. To add a new view, click on the Add button. Enter a name for this view. Select the layout type from the drop-down list. The available layout types are one-by-one or single-channel view. For best performance, the maximum camera resolution is 1080p, 30 frames per second, and a bitrate of 8 megabits per second. 1x2 horizontal. For best performance, a maximum resolution of 1080p, 15 frames per second and a bitrate of 4 megabits per second. 1x2 vertical. For best performance, a maximum resolution of 1080p, 15 frames per second and a bitrate of 4 megabits per second. 1x4 horizontal. For best performance, the maximum resolution is 1080p, 10 frames per second and a bitrate of 2 megabits per second. 2x2. For best performance, a maximum resolution of 1080p, 10 frames per second and a bitrate of 2 megabits per second. 2x4. For best performance, the maximum resolution is D1, 5 frames per second and a bitrate of 500 kilobits per second. 3x3. The maximum resolution per camera for 3x3 is D1, 5 frames a second, and a bitrate of 500 kilobits per second. Or a 4x4 layout. The maximum resolution per camera for a 4x4 is VGA, 5 frames a second, 256 kilobits per second. For this example, we are going to create a 2x2 view. Drag and drop the desired cameras or streams for this view. Once a camera or stream is selected from the channels lists, the channel information will be shown to the left of the view layout. If an IP camera is selected, a thumbnail image of the channel view will also be shown. Continue adding channels to complete the view. When finished, click on Save. The newly created view will be added to the Views list. To display the view on the monitor attached to the decoder, click on the view from the list. Click on Set Active. Once the view is set active, the monitor that is attached to the decoder will switch to the view. To delete a view from the Views list, select the view, and then click on the Delete button. You can also change views by using the on-screen display on the monitor. press the yellow button located on the remote. The views list will appear on the monitor attached to the decoder as a series of thumbnail images. Use the left and right arrows to scroll through the views list that is displayed. Press OK once the desired view is found. The display on the monitor will switch to the view selected. Note: the channel, view or sequence that was set active will not change when selecting another channel via the remote control. To change the active channel, view or sequence, select the desired output to be displayed and then click on the Set Active button. As we saw earlier, the active icon will appear to indicate that the current channel, view or sequence is. This concludes the review of the Views section of the NLSS HD Decoder user interface. Please return to the NLSS Media Decoder playlist to learn more about the capabilities of the decoder.